Welcome to my page. If you are new, I welcome you. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. And also make sure you leave a comment. You check out all the content on here. And if you're feeling cool and nice, you could send me a super sticker or a super chat. And that will help the channel tremendously. You could like buy me a coffee or whatever if you want. Anyways, I just wanted to get on live because I have not been in a good place since yesterday, since our big manager had a meeting with our entire department. And it just really made me realize how working in America is a scam. Obviously, you need people, right, to work your establishment. Doesn't matter what it is. It could mean working for a nonprofit. It could be working for a profitable business. It could be working for government, freelance work, whatever. Even volunteering. It applies in all settings. I am like up to here when it comes to the workforce. Like, it comes to a point when you are a leader, right? I'm going to brush my teeth, sorry. Where you have to decide, do you want to lead for a company or organization? Or do you want to be a worker bee? Which there's no right or wrong answer. It just really depends on how do you see your life? What do you see for yourself? And it's okay to go in between either or. It's okay for that. It's a good thing. Because I feel like you having experience. Hi guys. You have an experience in, hold on, being a worker bee or a leader, right? And you could break leader down in so many levels. It could be your manager. It could be you're like a team lead. It could be you're unofficially, I wouldn't say management, but you're like a trainer. You're like a model employee, whatever, right? I think a good leader or organization, it will benefit when the higher ups, they have the experience of doing at least, because typically when you're a manager, there's always, it depends on how big your organization is first, but it depends on how your organization is set up. Because sometimes when you're like in executive management, you don't get to even interact. You maybe would interact maybe 10 times a year with your lower management, right? Hit that like button for me, guys. And if you're like a smaller organization, your chances of interacting with, typically maybe you could be the CEO and maybe you have one or two main managers and then they have regular staff underneath them. And depending on, hi Jesse, how are you? And depending on like what you do for a living or whatever, you may have consultants, you may have whatever in between that. And then, of course, depending on what your industry is, you may have different departments and things like that. And one thing that I think that makes a good leader or a good business, and trust me, government is business too. So, but I'm applying this to all, like the entire workforce, right? One thing, I'm not wearing shoes. I'm wearing like these kind of like socks that like you could walk on them at the bottom. I don't know how to. I'm not gonna take them off for you guys because I live in a cold state. So, but I'm at home and I called off of work today because I just was like not feeling good physically and mentally. I was just like, no. I think this is the first time my entire time working where I have taken like a mental, it primarily was a mental health day, but I really wasn't feeling good either. I was nauseated. It was just all bad. Um, but anyways, I really think a good organization or company will benefit off of upper management actually doing the little person's job, really having experience. I get it. You have a business or you're working for someone, you refer your friend, all of that. But to me, I feel like that is a disservice in a certain sense. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes when you refer a friend or family member, they're actually really good at their role. But I just have a hard time when people don't have the same experience or haven't worked themselves up the ladder, trying to tell other people that's lower than them what to do. I just have a hard time with that. And a lot of people in the workplace have an issue with that, at least where I work. And sometimes you don't have the benefit of doing that. But my thing is, how are you going to truly supervise someone and you don't really even know what you're doing? You don't even know what the people you're supervising, you don't even know the like ins and outs of that job. So for you to come with a metric of performance or even budgeting, um, data analysis, data entry, whatever, how are your numbers truly accurate? How do you really know what's going on in your organization? And, I'm a millennial. I've said this a million times on this channel. And our grandparents, like the baby boomers generation and beyond that, they're set. Most of them are set. When they worked in America, a lot of companies took care of the family, I would say. I feel like the American dream, what they say, I feel like it was attainable then. I feel like it's non-existent for millennials and beyond. Um, for the majority of us, the retirement plans were better, medical was better, dental was better. Being able to, invest, being able to, just have that money to invest, like that's a privilege. And being able to, what else I want to say? Purchase a home, purchase property. And don't get me started on if you're a minority, how we had to go through like different barriers and stuff to even be able to be treated fairly. And with this new administration that's coming, we already see what's going on, what's happening. And like honestly, like the last couple of years, I would say like the last 4 years, I've been so drained living here in America. And so when people say make America great again, that doesn't make me have good feelings. So I get some people, they're not coming from a racist place when they say make America great again. But if you really know the true history of America and you are a minority or you are a marginalized group, um, how is that statement like beneficial for you? How is that beneficial for your ancestors? How is that beneficial for your future generations to come? Because in the eyes of more marginalized groups and minorities, it never was great for us. It never was great. So yes, there are families that thrive. They were able to pave way. Some actually receive reparations. We're the only group, Black people are the only group that has really not received any reparations ever. And it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And when I see rights get taken away and when I see little or experience microaggression or passive aggressiveness, Nikolai high, it's frustrating. It's not good. It doesn't make me feel good. And I don't like when people treat you like a robot. I don't like when people don't consider, how it impacts your household when they make decisions. I think when you get into management, it comes great responsibility to be able to deliver whatever the mission of that company is and the goal, right? You want to meet your goals, go above and beyond, shoot for the stars. But at the same time, don't stomp on your employees in the process. And I feel like a lot of companies now in the United States, they stomp on their employees in the process. These retirement plans are shit. This medical insurance, some people don't even have medical insurance, they can't afford it. Housing is ridiculous. The pricing of housing is ridiculous. I was just looking because I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I might just move. I was just looking to go back to my home state. Now I looked at I told you guys a million times this on my channel. I'm from Southern California, right? I know Southern California. I was like, oh no, that's high. But I was looking at Northern California just to get an idea, just to get a feel. Same thing, if not worse than what Southern California costs. Why is a one bedroom over $2,200? Why is a 3 bedroom almost $4,000? And this is to rent an apartment. These are house payments. And when I say that price, going back to like baby boomers and beyond, their house payment wasn't even, well, maybe it was because the value of the dollar was way greater than what it is now. But, you know, some people be having $500 house payments, $800 house payments, $400, $300 house payments. Some places still here in the United States, you can get that, you know, you have good credit, you know, whatever loan you apply for, if you get a loan, whatever. But the majority of America is struggling. And I don't think it's a fact. I don't think it's an issue that people don't want to work. People actually want to work and be able to leave something for their children. People want to work and know that their organization that they work for, they actually care about their well-being outside of their work performance. People want to be heard. People want to be appreciated. People want to be respected. People want opportunities of growth. You know, if you're ambitious, you want to climb up the ladder, or you want to get letters of recommendations to help you climb up the ladder because maybe you're moving out of the industry, maybe you're going to a different industry. A lot of these organizations make millions and billions every year. And the wages isn't adding up. The work conditions is not adding up. And we're just supposed to sit here. And then I'm starting to get offended because at first I wasn't, but I'm starting to get offended when older generations, they call millennials and beyond lazy. We're not lazy. Even though some of y'all working conditions were crappy, y'all retirement plans was good. Y'all being able to even save money, even if y'all was penny pinching, y'all was still able to get that little 2 bedroom house. I don't care how big the house is, where it's located. If you have property in the United States, you already are up on top. Because you could pull that equity out that house if you're thinking, right? Pull that equity out that house. Get that second property. Get an income property first. And you could generate income that way. But even in the housing market, like the loans, the interest rates is too damn high. It's too high. And I agree with you, Mr. I ain't gonna say your name. You said not a lot of people are lazy. Exactly. A lot of people are not lazy. Also, too, what our grandparents and beyond put up with, a lot of us are not putting up with that. You're not going to talk to us crazy. You're not going to make drastic changes that impact our personal life. You're not going to, crucify us when we need to take a day off. You're not going to penalize us, retaliation. You're not going to get upset because we want to have a vacation, because we don't want to work to our brim and bones. We want to enjoy some of our youth while we can. It's frustrating. I've been working since I forgot the age where you could get a work permit. 14, 15. Even before I had a work permit, I was a little hustler. I would go around like in my dad's neighborhood, family and friends. Hey, can I clean your house? Can I wash your car? Can I wash the dishes to make some money? And it's like, don't get me wrong though. I wish I was a little bit more mindful with my spending when I was a little younger. But it's not too late because I ain't old. But what is the incentive of working besides paying bills? I'm not talking about the wealthy because they don't have to worry about that. I'm not talking about the wealthy. I'm talking about the average American that is paycheck to paycheck, or like I'm not paycheck to paycheck. So I'm grateful, praise the Lord. Would I like a little bit more money? Absolutely. But it still ain't enough if you ask me. But a lot of people are paycheck to paycheck. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Thank you, Christy. Um, I've seen organizations take care of their employees. I've seen a lot fumble due to a broken down system of training, understanding their employees, respecting their employees, showing appreciation for their employees. I've seen a lot of that. And it's sad. I've been in environments where it's diverse. I've been in environments when it's obvious I'm the minority. Ooh, and don't get me started on the passive aggressiveness in that environment. Um, I think I'm just really unpacking everything that's unfolding like right in front of my eyes and what I've been experiencing and holding in. And the simple fact that this new administration wants to take away DEI. The reason why I was there in the first place is because you guys weren't fair to us. I'm going to talk about black people. I don't want to talk about other minorities groups. Every time I'm always talking about minorities, I always include everybody. But, for once, I want to talk about my people. Laws wouldn't be in place if we had an even playing field. You know, I've talked to some baby boomers about things that have been going on, that are black people or people of color. And they call us lazy compared to them. And I'm starting to believe that. Because all of the leaders that helped pioneer or pave the way and fought long and hard are either jailed, unalived, or just have fallen back. There are leaders, there are people that are making noise, but it's not the same impact. It's not the same impact as previous leaders. Um and the older I get, the more I am starting to realize, I mean, I always vibe with Malcolm X. But the more I'm starting to realize, Malcolm X would hit it right on the nail. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about diversity, equity, and inclusion. I think that is needed. I think too much of anything is too much. You learn from other people, other cultures, when you're coming with good intentions. That's the key. Certain ethnic groups have not come with good intentions and have conquered, raped, stolen, continue to rape, conquer, steal, and just are not nice people. Um, I said what I said. I feel how I feel. Um, bro, you're so right. I'm glad you did that. You've learned to save as a teenager instead of being fresh with the. When I have my kids, yes, I actually been thinking about too, even though I don't have kids yet, is starting to invest for them so they already have an upper hand. But yeah, you hit that right on the nail. Um, I don't know, and like the disrespect of like black women in general, it's like we're the bad. And listen, you could have the most purest intentions. Somebody gonna get offended. If you get offended, oh well, I don't care. But like, I'm so tired of us like being the backbone, pushing initiatives, like being out there, like pioneering grassroots organizations, like fighting for rights and equality, and other groups benefit off of it more than us. We get disrespected nonstop. Being a black woman in America is extremely frustrating. I am proud to be black. But I have to wake up every day and realize that other ethnic groups are not proud that I'm proud to be black. I have to wake up every day and go to an organization that if I show too much, I could be intimidating to others. Meaning, like, if I show my skills, my strengths, and all that, which I have, because that's me. I'm alpha. I'm going to do my job at the end of the day. Like, I don't care how you feel. But then I have to reap the consequences of people insecurities. People finding ways to not like me, finding ways to start crap, finding ways to just make the environment uncomfortable. And to be fair, I could work in an organization, or I have worked in an organization where it is a group of black people or minorities, and it could be messy. The environments, I don't know what my purpose is, but I feel like I'm right like at the tip of like where the universe, God, or whoever is going to show what my purpose is I know whatever my purpose is, it is to work with people. I know that much. And I've always had jobs where I work with people. Um both environments can be good and negative when you work. Do you want to say hi? Dang, always talking and shit. Midnight wants to say hi, guys. Um, I'm gonna just say my current organization. Let me just put that out there. This is the most I've been paid my entire career. Good ass benefits, great benefits. But this is also the most sneakiest and conniving and passive aggressive environment I've ever worked in. And oh my God, my stomach hurts. Oh, so nauseous. And then I've worked in a predominantly minority organization. Okay, pay. You know, I was going to school. I ended up getting my degree while I was working there. Messiness. The intimidation, there was more admiration. It wasn't like coming from a negative place. the intimidation of, oh, she's a go-getter, she's know what she's doing. You know, you have some haters. You're always going to have some haters in the workplace. You just got to accept that. You're going to have some haters regardless. Just living, you're going to have some haters. You could like never have done anything to someone or said anything to someone. Guys, make sure you hit that like button for me, please. I really appreciate it. But it was different. And it's like you knew who didn't vibe with you, who didn't rock with you, and you knew how to move accordingly. But compared to like my situation now, these people could smile in your face and backstab you the next minute. And I'm not used to that. And that was a hard adjustment. A hard adjustment. A hard adjustment. I'm like, dang, this person was all up in my face, smiling, trying to get to know me. And you over here lying to supervisors on me. Or spreading rumors. Or here's the kicker here. Here's the kicker. Hi, DJ Air. How are you? Jordan, thank you. Here's the kicker. Hit that like button for me, guys, please. You are a leader. You love to help. And I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, I'm the best employee ever, because there's some things all of us in here and beyond could work on, right? And I am socially awkward in the workplace to a certain extent. Only when I'm a worker bee. When I am in management, totally different personality. But we're not going to get into management. I decided when I took this job, I didn't want to go into management. I wanted to be a worker bee. I've always been in management, by the way. Except for like when I like had my high school jobs and things like that. But listen, this I think is equal in both environments. Working in a predominantly minority environment and a predominantly white environment. Maybe slightly a little bit like this, okay? In the white environment, look around and see how many minorities is working in your environment. Look around. Sometimes they do hire to meet their quota. And sometimes they really do like you. And sometimes it's both. And shoot, who cares? You got the job, you got the qualifications, do it. But don't be too good at your job. Somebody is looking. Somebody is plotting. Somebody will try to sabotage you. Especially if they trained you. They're a manager that feels threatened by your star, your glow, your aura, whatever you want to call it. And when I talk about this, I want you guys to be clear. I'm a very fair person. So when I talk about groups of people, I'm not saying all those people are like that, because obviously every group of people have fantastic people, are allies that aren't malicious, that have good intentions, that want to pour into you, right? They don't see your color. They don't see your skin. They don't see your gender, your sexual orientation. They don't care what you do outside of the workplace, right? As long as you're not doing something too crazy. So let's put that disclaimer out there. But I don't know. And I thought I would be okay because I was fortunate enough to experience and be raised in a minority environment when I was a child, and also in a predominantly white area as a child as well. And did a little bit of college, and then I was like, this ain't for me. I need to be in a diverse population, right? So I thought I would be okay being here. But I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not okay. And it's okay to not be okay. It's not okay to suppress those feelings and be a Black person and not address those things. Why do I need to feel inferior to make you feel comfortable? I shouldn't have to be inferior in your environment to make you feel comfortable. Why can't you look at me and be like, this person has something? I admire this person, because it all boils down to that. It all boils down to, you see that person's greatness or what they bring to the table, and you're intimidated because you can't get there or you're not there yet. And it should never be that way. And then you add in woman, Black woman, intelligent Black woman, woman that's educated. And it's the same thing that happens for Black men too. Like why do Black people have to feel inferior in your environments for you to thrive? It shouldn't be about that. It should be about we all work for the same organization. You bring something to the table, I bring something to the table. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to figure out, like, wow, they came after me. Maybe I could learn something from them. And that doesn't mean you need to be buddy-buddy with the person. Something as simple as observing. Something as simple as, if you see them in the office, starting to get to know them. Why does it have to be, I'm intimidated, I'm going to find something wrong with them, I'm going to attack that, I'm going to start poisoning people in the environment around it, I'm going to make the environment uncomfortable? Why does it have to be like that? Especially me. I don't do all that socializing at work. I have some people I'm like cool with, I'll say a little something, something too. But I'm the type of person, I'm there to work, do my job, and get out. I actually enjoy working with the people that I'm got hired to work with, my clientele, my customers. What y'all doing over there? Y'all kikiing in that cubicle and y'all hanging out outside of the work. I'm not there to do all that, because it never ends well. You may be lucky to find a real true friend in the workplace, but I don't believe in that. I learned that early on in my first job. Got burned by a friend at work. Almost got me fired, and I'm over here covering for you. I said, hell no. I made a vow after that. And maybe that might be my issue. Maybe I need to get over it. But I've seen way too many people, they so-called friends, set them up in a workplace, and I refuse to be one of those. I don't believe in that. Harry, I'm good. How are you? You said people project their insecurities. They do. And I'm sick of that shit. I think collectively Black women are just tired of it. And I'm pretty sure Black men are tired of it too. But Black women are really exhausted. I'm exhausted. I just want to be treated fairly, considered, and respected. You don't have to fucking like me. You don't have to like someone to respect them. You don't. It makes it a little bit easier, but you don't. And when you can't separate that, and you can't realize, like, hey, I have an insecurity. There's nothing really wrong with this other person to the point that I need to make their work experience uncomfortable because I'm insecure. It's something that I need to look at. And for the managers that fuel those type of people in the workplace, you should never be in management. Never. You should never be in management at all. You're not meant to lead people when you feed into that. People say all the time, oh, I don't have favorites in the workplace. I don't have favorites in the workplace. Yes, you do. Everybody does. But you need to check yourself when you're not being fair. You need to check yourself when the environment is not cohesive for everyone involved that you're supposed to be managing. You said, fun fact, would you rather be invincible for a day or be able to fly? Ooh, good question. I would want to be invisible. I would not want to fly for a day because I live in America and they might shoot me down. So I wouldn't want to fly. Shoot, they might get me and experiment on me. I don't want that. You say you're so kind and you have a lot of positive energy. Thank you, Harry. I can be kind. I would like to say most of the time I'm kind. Jordan says, as a Jew, I'm tired as well. Satan's been persecuting my people since the beginning. It ain't kosher, girl. Exactly. Exactly. I just don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a rant. I don't know, but I just feel like this is like a safe space to have like open conversation about like your experience in like being a person of color or it doesn't have, well, no, fuck this, because I'm a person of color. I'm tired of catering to other people. Like, no. This is literally a lie for people of color and specifically really black people. Black women, men, children. Um, I don't know. I'm just to the point. I'm like, I need to figure out what I need to do, like what my actual purpose is. And I need to start my own business, bro. I need to start my own business because I don't, you know what? I don't like working for other people. I do not. At least not the people that I have worked with. I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. And shout out to my current manager. So everything I'm saying is not really her. I love her. She's like, there's a couple managers like from my previous job that like I adore. She's like up there with them. Like they're like neck and neck. So it's not her, it's like other people. So I don't know. I've seen organizations of like if I start my own business or when I start my own business, like what to do and what not to do. I definitely have been in enough experiences to know that, learn that, identify that, and make sure I'm not an example of that. Um, I just feel like some organizations, especially big organizations, there should be no reason why you don't take care of your employees. There should be no reason for that. When you're bringing in millions, billions of dollars a year, there should be no reason for that at all. Now, I'm gonna have a little bit of sympathy towards small businesses because some of them, depending on the amount of employees they have and everything, they still are held to the standards of like big major corporations, and they literally some of them are not like profitable. They make enough money to pay the bills and maybe have a little extra after. Some of them are like that. But there's a lot of businesses in America where you could do better. Like jobs should give their employees, or the government should, and it should be nice places. And I know some jobs do have this, but I mean, I need this to be nationwide where childcare is taken care of. People shouldn't be struggling to take care of their, to decide, can't work today, can't work today, gotta take care of the kids, gotta go into my job. People shouldn't have to worry about that. And again, like I said, some jobs they do have that. Some jobs they have a daycare at the actual job. And I know some countries do that too. I just wish America, and I know I'm just wishing at this point because we are a capitalist society, um, or for profit. We're technically a corporation. Um, I just wish it took care of its people. And I'm sorry, I didn't agree to have my tax dollars go to certain programs, wars and everything else, killing innocent kids and women and families. I didn't agree to that. I didn't agree to that. And I don't like that. And I don't agree with it. He said, holding the mirror onto them kind of people is what I learned as a coping mechanism. What makes me sick is that the so-called managers are employees too. They're not permanently, but treated the work as theirs. That is true. My nana always tell she used to she don't say it all the time anymore now, but she would say to me, she say, power, everyone cannot handle power. To be in a role of management leadership, you possess power to a certain extent. Some people, they get power, they don't know what to do with it. They just act the fool. They terrorize people. Some people are great people with power. They are able to sympathize and empathize and build relationships with the people that they're supervising, but also getting to that mission of the organization that they all work for and achieving it, right? And then you have some people, they get in there, nepotism, they do the bare minimum. Then you have people, they're just absolutely horrible. It's like, who gave you this job? Who hired you? So I get it. It's just one of those things. I don't know. I just feel like I'm on a verge of like really, really crying. My job has had so many issues with this was prior to me even coming. I've been in this role almost 3 years. They have so many issues and continue to have so many issues. There's a disconnect with managers and the employees. And if I'm being honest, at this point, now I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'm gonna keep it to myself. Um, Sometimes people just don't need to be managers. That's gross. That was in my sink. Um, I went to school for psychology and to be a certified life coach, and a part of my life coaching program was executive coaching. And it's like, I don't want to sound negative, but I just think like it's a lost cause. There's been some improvement, but overall, no. It's going to go right back to, we could do all the team building things. We could have external organizations come in and help. But sometimes doing all that doesn't matter. You need to do a clean sweep. And sometimes organizations, they do not want to do that. They do not want to fire people. They do not want to um they hold on to these old fashioned values, which, don't get me wrong, sometimes old fashioned values are still valuable to this day, but it's okay to revamp your old values. It's okay to change a sentence or two in your mission statements. It's okay to do that. It's a part of growing and evolving. And when you stay in the same mission and you're stagnant, and you're wondering, even when you get rid of some employees, rather their management or regular staff, and you still have the same issue, the system is broken. The system is toxic. It's not working. It's not hard to comprehend, but for whatever the reason, sometimes organizations, they don't want to face it. All I know is I'm an extremely loyal person. I'm a hard worker. I know I have my faults, but I have greater qualities than faults. And it will be nice to genuinely be in an environment in general. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about all my working experience. So I'm not just talking about current. It will be nice to not worry about, do I got to look over my shoulder? Can I be my true authentic self and it doesn't intimidate someone? Can I speak up and I not be retaliated against? Can I be promised a role and actually stay in that role? Can I not get yo-yoed around? Oh, you're a quick learner. I need you to just go here, learn this. I need you to go here, learn this. I need you to go here, learn this. I didn't apply for this. I applied for this. But instead, you're giving me do, 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 do. Now, I also see the flip side to that. There's two ways. Are you doing that because I'm your strongest staff? Or are you doing that? I'm your strongest staff? Or are you doing that because you are trying to gain more skills from me? Because you want to elevate me? Or are you taking advantage? That's what a lot of y'all need to be asking yourself. Is your job taking advantage of you? And it's up to you to say, do I want to stay in this environment? Or do I not want to stay in this environment? What is this environment doing for me? Because if all it is doing is paying you and you're not feeling fulfilled, maybe you need to rethink your work environment. Maybe it might be you could stay in that organization but move to a different department. Or maybe it could be it's time to cut the cord. If anyone could leave with something today, I hope I planted that seed. Really ask yourself, what is your job doing for you? And if it does make you happy, why does it make you happy? You need to really look at those things. This is important. And I don't think us, because we're so busy working, we get up, the average American, we don't take the time to really think about these things. But I think it's important. It's needed. Um, it's needed. Jesse said my hair looks great. Thank you. I'm growing my hair back. It's all different lengths, child, but we gonna work through it. You said Midwest, it sucks. I need to leave. Yeah. Sometimes, you got to pack all your stuff up and just go. Sometimes you may have the money to leave right away. Sometimes not. Sometimes maybe you need to downsize. Sometimes shit, there's some people they literally they just pack up their necessities and they sleep in their car until they could like find a place. Depends on how bad you want to change your environment. Um let's move on to another topic. Let's move on to mental health and how it is very important. And although mental health or Department of Mental Health has made a lot of improvement and strides compared to, American history and just the mistreatment of people that have mental illness and the lack of rights, um, health insurances need to pay more for mental health services. If your job offers health insurance, they need to pay more for the mental health services packages of your insurance. It should not be, especially if you don't really go to the doctor like that. Like you let's just say like you're predominantly healthy, right? You go, you do your checkups, you do your blood work, whatever, follow-ups, whatever. Why can't we use that portion of the insurance if we are healthy, right? But we need more mental health services. Some companies literally you only have like maybe 8 or 9 sessions a year. Forget the fact that maybe you may have, hey Seneca, hey boo, you may have your own mental health issues outside of work you need to work on. And then you're at a toxic environment, or maybe one toxic person that triggers you, whatever. Or a life event happens and you don't feel like you have the tools to get it together. And you're only giving people 9 sessions a year? Like what? Like, what is that? I think that's crazy. I think you should be able to go to as many therapist sessions or psychiatry sessions as you need. You earn the insurance, right? You pay off of the insurance some kind of way. A portion, a percentage, whatever. Why is people mental health not taken serious? I remember there was one job I did temporarily, and the lady, she really liked me. She thought I was super mature, and due to like what my current role is, she was like, "Oh, you'll be really good for the kids that work here or whatever." She calls them kids because they're young. They're like 19, between 19 and like 25. So she says this comment. She says they're lazy. They're always calling off for mental health days. Don't get me wrong, some of them were lazy in there. But some of them, after talking to them, they really did have mental health issues. Why did that come out of that lady's mouth? Like that was okay. Instead of criticizing the person, offer services, resources. This is where the disconnect is, like with management or like people that's in like HR or whatever. That's the disconnect. It's like, instead of looking at something like, hey, this person is calling off, like, and then they told you that they have mental health issues, and you look at it as a burden. Yeah, it inconveniences you. They called off. I get it. But why not look at that like, this person is a good employee or potentially could be a good person, but they don't have the tools to succeed because their outside life is impacting their job. I remember I had an employee told me, because he had mental health issues. I mean, like severe mental health issues. And it was weird. He would like come to work, and I'm not going to disclose what um, diagnosis he had, but I will describe. He would have like manic episodes and he'll like disappear. And instead of me getting upset, yes, it inconvenienced me because now I have to work the floor, right? But, and don't get me wrong, I apply the same thing with other people. You know, they want to take their time off. They're a good employee. I didn't mind working it. If I can find someone to cover, I'll figure out. I'll, like, don't worry about it. You're off. I'll work your shift. So I don't want you guys thinking I had like favoritism or anything like that. That wasn't the type of boss I was. But it did get to a point where I'm like, okay, brother, you've been gone for about 2 weeks. Technically, that's job abandonment. What's going on? The person would have manic episodes, would disappear. They also were in a very abusive relationship. They were getting abused. I believe financially and physically. And even though they didn't say the financial part or the physically part, it's just you will see signs, you know? Um, I found resources in that person environment where they live, gave it to them, referred them to some really good mental health specialists, case managers. That person is thriving now. To me, that's a better boss than someone that looks at that like that's a burden. It's an inconvenience, but why is it a burden? I don't know. I don't know. Guys, make sure you hit that like button for me. Hit the like button, please. Antoine, how are you? Vanilla or chocolate ice cream? I don't really prefer either one of those, to be honest. Um, I do need to lay down because this entire time, I'm not gonna lie, I've been fighting my dizziness and my stomach still does hurt. I like bubblegum ice cream, the pink bubblegum that Baskin Robbins has. I like that ice cream. On occasions, I like cookies and cream with the actual cookies in it. And then I love mango sherbet. Those would be the ones that I enjoy. Um, hit the like button for me, guys, please. I appreciate it. Um, and if you want to send a super chat, you're more than welcome to do so, or a sticker. Um, I just have some thinking to do. Do I want to change careers? Do I want to take the leap of faith and start my own business? Which eventually I'm going to start my own business. It's just like, oh my God, God, are you telling me like right now I'm supposed to do that? Uh, my overall message is go where you're appreciated, not tolerated. Not every organization is disorganized or lacks the proper tools to have a healthy environment. Um, and it's okay to have open conversations of things that's not working for you, you know, even if it's a toxic environment or something that makes you uncomfortable. That doesn't mean that you don't like the people. That doesn't mean that you don't like what you do. It's just there needs to be conversations and there needs to be solutions. Um, all I know is I'm tired. I'm so tired. A part of me is like, I wish I would just win the lottery, like a big, big jackpot. And fuck all this. I would just travel. I'll vlog with you guys. I'll be on here like every day if I'm not doing like activity or learning a different culture, being very like eccentric. Like, I mean, I think most people is like, I wish I could win the lottery, right? Like, and just setting generational wealth for my family, you know? Um, because as much as I'm a hard worker, I would definitely prefer to be a professional traveler. I would do all fun things. I would vlog, I would share with you guys. I would try new foods, vlog that, review that. Just meeting new people, new cultures, actually pursuing my passions, um, learning new things. Why I keep hearing somebody fucking dog? Hey, how are you? Seneca, what do you need my number for, boo boo? Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you, I'm in a relationship now. I don't know how. We'll see. Um, we'll see because I may be moving. Regardless, I wanted to move out this apartment because I feel like I've been in this apartment too long. I don't really like the environment. The location is cool though, but I would like something a little different. I want to downsize too to save more money. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, and the other message I would say is always keep your options open. That is extremely important. Always keep your options open. Um, I ain't got nothing to say to y'all anymore. Hope you guys learn from this live. I'll be giving y'all a little insight on my life, but not too much. I will be back on live a little later to do the baddies review. I've just been exhausted the last 2 days. I've been like, what the fuck? I've been like, really? I've been like, F this. That's what I've been experiencing lately. Um. Anyways, have a good day.